I raise up his head as a trophy. I say, "You took my necklace from me, but now I take one of your teeth. I'm gonna wear this as a necklace. From now on, this is my reminder that something that attacks my family will never walk or breathe again."
Hello everyone, welcome to episode 4 of Tales of the Ironsworn, where we are playing through our first Ironsworn campaign. My name is Jonathan, this is Colin. We are excited to get started with this episode. Colin, start us off on the adventure today and take it away.
Right, so after all the events that Mortimer just told you about, we helped all of the townfolk make camp. We joined them for the night, getting ready for our journey in the morning. So the party spent some time, they shared stories. Then, as dawn broke, Bronwyn, Baldur, and Mortimer are given traveling provisions. As they set off on the long road to Deepwater, Bronwyn told us about Deepwater, an agricultural city, one of the first settlements in all the Ironlands, and the sprawling farmlands that show for it. So we did a little bit of upkeep before this episode started, just so that we could jump into our journey, and we rolled to sojourn. We were trying to get talking about provisions and get our spirit up, talking about telling stories. So Baldur, I rolled, and I had a miss, so I had to pay the price. So I didn't get my spirit, and I didn't get any supply. However, I was trading blows with Mortimer, trying to, get the weight for my new sword. I've never really wielded a sword. I wanted to find out if I could even use one. So when I pull it out and I swing my first swing, I feel a searing pain run up my arm. I look down and my hand has been blackened and the sword is red with heat. I dropped it, really threw it to the side, grasped at my hand, realized, a fire demon made this sword. I think the sword is cursed. So I endure one harm, and my health goes down to 3. Whereas Mortimer also did a sojourn roll, and he had a strong hit. I'm sorry, he had a miss as well, but he decided to burn his momentum, and your momentum was at 10, correct?
Correct, yeah, I had full momentum.
So he used his momentum, reduced it down to 2, so that he would have a strong hit. He chose to get 2 supply off of provisions and 2 spirit off of consorting. So now we're going on this journey with Bronwyn, leading him to find food for his family. We decided that the journey is going to be dangerous, so we get, 2 ticks per milestone?
Two full boxes.
2 full boxes per milestone. So yeah, we're going to begin with rolling for the journey.
Let's do it. And if you remember, this is a wits roll to get us to our first milestone.
All right. So it's a 3, a 2, and a 1 plus 3, so it's a strong hit.
Awesome. Yeah, and the reason we do plus 3 there is you have 3 wits, correct? So, man, if I mess up Bronwyn and Baldur one time, I mess it up a million times. The names are so similar. Baldur is leading us. He's kind of taking charge of this, so we're rolling his wits. He's ready to get on the road, and I would say you're pretty fueled with fire at this point to get Bronwyn taken care of, to find this fire demon, so he's leading us the best he can with Bronwyn's advice, as he knows the area better. But on a strong hit, we reach the waypoint, so we mark 2 progress in our journal. And then if the waypoint is unknown to us, we envision it, asking the oracle, and then we choose one. We can either mark progress or mark progress adding a momentum and losing a supply. We just got our supply up before we left Willowbrook, so I think we probably just marked the progress, wouldn't you think?
Yes.
And I don't have... I have momentum. I'm at 2 momentum, so personally, I'm going to lose 1 supply to gain a momentum with the mark progress. You don't have to do that. We can do separate things here.
All right,
that's what I'm going to choose to do. So we make it to this waypoint, and we don't. I don't think we really know what this waypoint looks like, right? Do we want to ask the oracle?
Yeah, let's ask the oracle.
Okay, so we make a roll to ask the oracle. to describe this location for us.
An 18.
And the roll. Okay, so we get it's woods. If you want to roll again to give us another word to help us out, it's woods and
33.
Woods and a valley. So it's we go into the woods, as we know that Willowbrook is kind of a small settlement amongst a huge forest. Deepwater's not very far, but it is surrounded, hidden in the middle of the wilderness. So as we make our way there, we reach our first waypoint, which is in the woods, but it's a bit of a clearing. You know, there's no trees here. It's eerily empty. There's not much going on at this clearing, and it makes us wonder, was there a battle that was fought here? Was there a fire? You know, we just got out of a fire, so our minds go, was there a fire that was fought here? We don't smell any soot or anything, so it wasn't a recent fire, but we don't really know what happened in this clearing. It could be a coincidence. It could be something spiritual and creepy. We have no idea. We don't really care because we're not staying long. We're ready to book it out of there and make it to our next waypoint. So this waypoint, seemingly neutral, could have some history behind it, but we're not staying long enough to find out. So strong hit, we make it to the waypoint, we roll again to continue on our journey.
All right. I'm rolling for the next milestone. So it's a 5, a 6, and a 3. So that'll be a weak hit.
Well, yeah, because your wits are 3. I forget. Correct. You're very witty, Baldur. Tell us a joke.
Can't think of any right now. That's not the kind of wit I have. But I can get us on our way, that's for sure.
That's true. Your wit is more of your intelligence. So a weak hit, you say?
Yes.
So we reach the waypoint, mark progress, but we lose 1 supply. So I'm at 2 supply now, but my momentum is up to 3.
Wait,
and you lose a supply as well. So we make it to the next waypoint, mark progress in the journal. Baldur, what do we see? What does this waypoint have to offer for us?
Well, the path is getting more narrow. We went from the valley, and finally the trees have come back, and, you know, the trees aren't necessarily the most welcoming thing, but after being in that eerie valley, we're just thankful to be back amongst this life, because it felt like that valley was just barren of life. So we come in, and we pass a huge oak tree, and behind it, we see something laying there. We don't know exactly what it is. We start to approach it, but Bronwyn grabs at both of our shoulders. Mortimer, Baldur, you have to get back. I recognize that. That's a man. That is the blacksmith.
The blacksmith, you say? We found him. Bronwyn, question. You want us to get back, but we don't know if he's alive or dead or sleeping. We have to investigate, right? We have to see what's going on with him?
Right.
Okay. So we roll to investigate. Let's see. Or gather information, which is conduct an investigation. We roll wits on this. So Mr. Witty Baldur, roll to see what's going on. Is he dead? Is he alive? What do we see here?
All right. Baldur, with his now burned hand, reaches out to the hilt of his sword and then quickly moves it away. He decides if this man is alive or if this demon is alive and he wants to fight, he's going to take him with his bare hands. But still warily, he approaches. He rolls to gather information. 8, a 1, and a 4. So that is a weak hit.
A weak hit, okay. On a weak hit, the information complicates our quest or introduces a new danger. We envision what we discover. If we don't know, we ask the Oracle, and we add 1 momentum.
Okay, I think...
So we need something that complicates the quest or introduces a new danger.
So that sounds to me like he's alive, because if he's dead, I don't think he's introducing a new danger. So...
Okay. Or if he's dead, the complication is we have no idea about the fire spirit. Or either way, if he's alive, what can he tell us?
So the blacksmith, hearing me approach, turns his head. He's still laying on the ground. Something's wrong with him. And he looks up at me, and in shock, he slowly moves to his feet, and he starts to brandish a dagger at me. And I think, well, a fire demon isn't going to be brandishing a dagger. He would probably start shooting fireballs or something. So I put my fists up, ready to duel with this man with a knife. But even still, I can tell that he doesn't really want to fight. He's very weak right now. We don't know what's wrong with him, but something is up. And he starts to move towards me, and I say, "Sir, I'm not looking for a fight. All I want to know is what happened back at Willowbrook. Did you try to kill all those people and destroy their homes? That was your home as well." And the blacksmith looks at me, and he says, "No, I see you're here with Bronwyn. I thought that maybe that y'all had something to do with how I'm here. I have no idea how I got here. All I can remember is I got up and was headed to the forge for the day. Everything seemed good. There were birds chirping. Everyone seemed lively. It was looking to be a good day. And then all of my memory since is gone. I woke up on this path. I know it's to Deepwater. I remember coming this way to get food. But still, I have no recollection of how I got here."
How likely is it that he knew there was a fire? Does he know that his home is destroyed? Does he know that his family they've lost everything? His family's alive, but does he even know that Willowbrook is no longer the Willowbrook he remembers it when he left? Do we tell him? Do we just let him think that everything's good back home? I think we have to tell him what's going on and tell him our suspicions of him.
I think so. I think we need to inform him.
Yeah. So I step up to help Baldur. We stand arm in arm with Bronwyn, looking distressed as he is remembering how his home is destroyed. We're happy we saved everyone, but the loss of property is still hard, and we inform the blacksmith, "Sir, your family's safe, but all your belongings are gone. There's a huge fire, a huge inferno that started. We don't really know the specific details. We think evil forces were at play, but the fire has been started by someone or something, and everything's gone. People, yes, are living, but supply and food and home and property is gone. And to be honest, we expected you. You were the only one not there. And now you're telling us you have no memory. You're telling us you have no recollection. You have no idea why you're here. Why are we supposed to take your word for it? Why should we believe you? Is he telling us the truth is the next question that I have for him. Is there a role we can make for that? We can ask the Oracle.
We
can say, is it likely he's telling the truth?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. We want to give it 50-50?
I think it's more than likely. I think it's almost certain. Just because I think if this was the fire demon, one, why is he nearly dead behind this tree? And two, why isn't he already attacking us? He knows, he seemingly knows that we're on to him. We even stopped him back at Willowbrook. He knows the nymph would have come back. He knows they would have told us what they know because we helped the nymph. So I think it's very likely that he's telling the truth.
Okay, so we'll make a very likely roll then. Rolling the dice. Almost certain roll. We get a yes. He is telling us the truth. So the next question, we can see on his face, he is visibly distraught after hearing the news. To him, he is telling us the truth. The next question we have to ask him, though, is, okay, if it wasn't you, where is your memory? Why are you out here? Is it possible that the fire demon possessed him? He wasn't the wielder of the fire demon. That's a greater force that we have to find later. Is it possible that he was possessed by the fire demon to have started this? And now that the fire demon his work is done, he's discarded him here in the woods on the way to Deepwater.
So Baldur comes back and says, I don't have much experience with demons, but back before I came to this land, when I was hanging out with this bandit crew, I did see one of my fellow bandits they got possessed, and they told a very similar story. That they one day they were going about their business, and then many weeks later, even they realized that they had lost a span of time, and that they had done things, or they were told that they had done things that even something so evil that they wouldn't have done even as a bandit. So I believe that he was possessed.
Yeah. We don't know much about fire spirits, as we mentioned the last episode, and that's one thing we'll have to learn about on our adventure. But based on our experience and what it sounds like, what we've heard, based on your experience, Baldur, I think I agree with you. I think he's telling the truth, and it sounds like he was possibly possessed. He wasn't the evil force at play here. He was just a tool used by whoever, whatever is happening with this fire demon. So we pick him up off the ground. He's obviously exhausted. He's wore out. I think we roll to heal him. And we do that with wits or iron, whichever is lower. My wits is 1. Your wits is 3. What is your iron?
It is a 1. So we're looking at a 1 regardless.
Yeah, because my iron's a 3. So we roll to heal him. So we're healing an ally under our care. So if you'll make the roll.
Are we sure we want to heal him? I mean, he seems very weak. I'm not sure if he's going to be able to make it back to Willowbrook. I was thinking maybe we want to carry him with us to Deepwater.
Oh, I agree. I just mean we get him, for the time being, helped enough.
I see. We don't want him to die on the way there.
We don't want him bleeding out.
Okay.
Yeah, we don't want him bleeding out on the road.
Gosh, yeah, we'll patch him up then. We'll give him simple bandages.
Yeah, patch him up. Mm-hmm.
Alrighty, oh no, it's a miss.
Okay, our aid is ineffective. We have to pay the price. So roll to pay the price.
And then the rolls were a 9, a 7, and a 1. I didn't say. No.
Yeah, so it was a bad miss.
No, I'm rolling to pay the price. It's a 23.
23 is our action has an unintended effect. Before I tell narrative, obviously the worst pay the price is he does bleed out and die. Do we want to go with that he dies?
I think so. Baldur hoists him up onto his shoulders, ready to carry him all the rest of the way to Deepwater. Even though it'll be a struggle, he wants this man to be able to go back and see his home, see what's happened, and help rebuild. He's the blacksmith. He may be the most skilled with the forge. He's telling the truth, and we think he was possessed. So this is an innocent person who was really drawn in the middle of something evil. So we're going to carry him to Deepwater. However, we've only just gotten him up onto Baldur's shoulders, taken a few steps back towards the road, and Baldur's head drops. He felt the body of the blacksmith go limp. I say, Mortimer, I think we need to try to heal him again. And Baldur puts him down lightly onto the grass. But Mortimer, when he approaches, what do you see?
He's lifeless. I check his pulse. Obviously, we don't have modern medicine here in the Ironlands, but I know how to check a pulse, and he's already gone. We try all we want to patch up his wounds, but the damage has been done. He's a dead man. Obviously, Bronwyn knows him more than us, so he rushes forward, clinging to him as a friend. Before this, there was no suspicions towards the blacksmith. He was a friendly man in the community, so Bronwyn's distraught. Obviously, it breaks our heart as well, but he's gone. There's nothing we can do to save this man. I propose that we bury him, but even then, daylight is waning. We don't have much time. We don't have a shovel. So we try our best to make a makeshift pile to put his body under. And we tell ourselves, one way or another, we will make sure his family knows that it wasn't him. We're going to clear his name. Do we vow to clear his name? Is that something? I guess that could be a step towards a later iron vow, maybe. But we remember for the time being, we're going to clear his name. We're going to find whoever, whatever. And that is already what we vowed. Before we left Willowbrook, we made the vow to stop the fire demon. So we're going to clear the blacksmith's name and let his family know that he was innocent. So, We mourn, we grieve, we pay our respects, but we still have a mission to accomplish. We remember these, take in these new clues and information that we've received, but we continue on with our journey. So we currently are at 4 out of 10 progress boxes for our journey. That was our second waypoint. We continue on to the third. So we roll wits for our third waypoint.
Yeah, we set out upset, anguished even. Bronwyn has been just crying. Maybe he was very close friends with the blacksmith.
Yeah, he's not saying much.
We reach out, go on the rest of our journey, and we have a 4, an 8, and a 2. So another weak hit.
Weak hit. So on a weak hit, we reach the waypoint. We mark progress, but we do lose a supply. So mark progress, 6 out of 10 on the waypoint, and we also both lose a supply. I'm at 1 supply currently.
I'm as well.
We have to be careful. We're running out of supplies. But we approach this third waypoint. What do we see, Mr. Navigator? What do we find here?
Just as Bronwyn held us back, I hold out my hand for everyone to pause. I thought I heard something. Now we're in the trees, and everything has become sort of a tree tunnel. The road is almost nothing but grass, nothing to guide us by, and the shade of the trees has made everything dark around us. While we're standing still, we begin to hear breathing and panting, maybe even footsteps. Maybe we're surrounded. So we start to look around, and surrounding us are these sets of glowing eyes. Mortimer, ready your weapon. This looks like a fight.
Soul Render at the ready.
Get my fists ready. Bronwyn pulls out a dagger, and just as we get ready to fight, we hear a loud howl from directly in front of us where the path should have led. And then wolves. How many would you say? I think that looks like 5, maybe 6 of them.
Let's just say it's a pack. It's hard to say in the darkness. It's just a pack of wolves.
Right, we get stormed by them. They're on us in an instant. We're taken unready. What would you say? We're not prepared. It's an unprepared fight.
Yeah, so it's an ambush. Right. There's an ambush roll to start a fight. And so now we are entering the fray, is what is happening here as we fight. So as we enter into combat, we set the rank of the foes. And I imagine just like with the thieves, we're setting the rank of the group. We're not fighting 5 individual.
That's what I see, yes.
Troublesome, dangerous, formidable, extreme, epic. What are we thinking?
I think dangerous.
Dangerous? Okay. So we mark that. That's 2 progress per harm we inflict, but they inflict 2 harm on us. So the tracker, let me put this in the journal. So we are fighting wolves. Their threat is dangerous. And so the roll, as I mentioned, this is an entering the fray roll. And then we're rolling to determine who is in control. If you are ambushed, which we are, it's a wits roll. So, man, Mr. Witty coming in clutch for this journey to Deepwater.
Hey, the blood axe is helpful on journeys. That's all I can say.
That's right. He knows his way around.
All right, we have a 10, a 6, and a 6. So it's a weak hit.
A weak hit. So on a weak hit, we choose 1. We bolster our position. We add to momentum, or we prepare to act. We take initiative. I imagine we want to get the jump. If we let these wolves hit first, we may not get a second chance. So I think we take initiative and we strike first.
I like that.
What do you? Okay. You're the one who stepped up. Seems as if you're the closest to the pack. You want to start us off with a strike roll?
Sounds like a plan.
For yourself?
Baldur advances forward, ready to try out how his fists might work against these beasts. He raises up his arm in a hammer strike and drops it down. So first...
Don't forget about your asset card.
I'm going to roll Brawler specifically how it works. So I'm unarmed and fighting with a non-deadly weapon. So when you secure an advantage by engaging in close quarters brawling, such as punching, tripping, or grappling, and I'm punching the back of the wolf, add 1. If you score a hit, you may also inflict 1 additional harm.
So you're adding 1 to your roll, which you're rolling your iron.
Correct.
So your iron plus 1. And then if you hit him, you add an additional harm.
Yep, and I'm using a non-deadly weapon, so that'll be 2 harm in total. If it's a hit.
Okay.
So I rolled a strike. I rolled a 9, a 1, and a 2. So that's a weak hit. Baldur drops a striking blow down onto the wolf.
On a weak hit, you inflict your harm, but you lose initiative. So, how much harm did you inflict?
It would have been 1 before the brawler asset, and then an additional 1 because I split it. So I inflicted 2 harm.
You have some strong hands there, Mr. Baldur. So 2 harm, so you hit him for 4 out of 10, because 1 harm equals 2 with them being a dangerous enemy. You lose initiative, though, but I step up, and I am going to fight. I'm going to strike a hit as well. So we swap places. You're massaging your fists, feeling good about that hit, but before they have time to hit you back, you run, and I step up to strike. I'm not going to use any assets for this strike. I'm just going to strike. So if you will roll, and it's a close quarter strike, so I'm rolling with my iron, which is plus 3? Plus 3, yeah, so add plus 3 to my die.
A 6, a 4, and a 1. So I add plus 6 to your die?
You add plus 3.
Well, that's not good.
It's a miss. It's a miss. So my attack fails. I miss. You know, I have the sword ready. Just like any normal human, I slash at them, not expecting the agility of a wolf. He dodges out of the way, gets in his attack position. He now has initiative. His eyes are right on me, but I must pay the price before he strikes, so roll to pay the price.
While I'm rolling, can Bronwyn attack? Because he has a dagger out.
Yeah, we can roll for Bronwyn. He's a part of our party.
Okay, so pay the price would be 71.
71 it is stressful. So I freeze. I miss my strike. The wolf is glaring at me, his eyes boring right into my soul. I can see the saliva dripping off his fangs, the snarl of his mouth. I can hear it. It's reverberating in my brain, and it's stressful to me. So I lose 1 spirit. I endure stress. I'm scared. I'm frozen in the heat of the moment. You don't have initiative. I don't have initiative. Wolves are targeting us, but here up steps Bronwyn, our big mighty hero with his dagger. Bronwyn doesn't have modifiers, though. You want to play it that way?
Yeah, let's just roll it as the challenge die.
Okay.
So a 4, a 4, 4, and a 2.
Okay, so that's a match.
It's a match bad. It's a match miss.
Are we about to lose Bronwyn to see he can get his food? Okay, so a matched miss. The match represents a heightened negative outcome, a complication, or a new danger. If you're unaware what happens, ask the Oracle.
So I think that Bronwyn actually does score a hit. In fact, his dagger buries itself in the back of one of the wolves, lets out a whimper, and falls over, obviously dead. But then we realize that we've been fighting these wolves when behind them comes a gigantic wolf. This must be
the leader
of the wolf pack. So the wolf runs into the fray. Bronwyn has no weapon. And the wolf jumps on Bronwyn, pinning him to the ground.
So, does the big leader wolf, we've still inflicted harm to him because we've harmed his pet, right? So he's still at 4 out of 10. But his jaws are around Bronwyn's throat. I throw Soul Render, trying to block it to where he can't close his jaws, and I am successful. That throws happened. So I save Bronwyn. Not before he passes out, though. He's knocked out. He is of no more help to us in this encounter. It's just me and you. And also my sword is in the mouth of this beast. So I am unarmed at the moment. I can't, until I can get the sword back, I'm unarmed. But since I threw the sword, the wolf looks at me, and he charges forward with his initiative. So he is clashing with me. So if you would roll a clash roll.
A 7, a 2, and a 2. What do you roll with?
It's a +3 with my iron.
Okay, it's a weak hit.
Okay, so I inflict harm to him. I take a page out of your book and punch him right in the eye. Causes him to whimper, so I do grab my sword back. But I inflict harm to him, and then I have to choose one. Correction. I don't have to choose one. That's a strong hit. I have to then pay the price, and he continues to have initiative. So roll and pay the price.
A 64.
Okay. A 64 is... It is harmful. So when I punch him, he's a little tougher than the other wolves. I shake my hand, I'm bruised. I'm only now using my left hand, so my hits are not going to be as effective as they were. I'm having to swap hands. But I also, since it's harmful, I will choose to lose a health. So I'm at 3 health now. And the wolf still has initiative. How the clash works. So he's still looking right at me. He lunges again. He bites again. What do we see for this clash roll? What happens?
4, 2, and a 3. So it's a strong hit.
Okay, it's a strong hit. Awesome. So on a strong clash hit, inflict harm. So I hit him, progress, so he's hit again for 2, and so now he's at a 8 out of 10 on his progress bar. I inflict harm and choose 1. I now have gained initiative. I bolster my position, I take a momentum, or I find an opening, I inflict another harm. He's at 8 out of 10, so I feel pretty good about that with the dice, right? I could make it a 10 out of 10, but I think I want the momentum. Are you okay with that?
Oh yeah, either bolster or momentum, because when you bolster, then you'll have initiative back. So.
Yes. Well, I have initiative anyway.
I see. After the strong of the class.
Yep. It comes with it anyway. So I'm gonna add another momentum. So I have initiative, but you do too now. I'm left-handed now, and you see I'm not comfortable with my sword in my left hand. So you're a ways back. Do you want to help in this fight in any way, or do you want me to try to finish him off with my left hand?
Well, I don't see that the wolf is something I need to bring out the cursed sword on. I've already hurt myself once with it, but I will run forward. I think I'm gonna give him a big old kick. See if we can finish this wolf off with a kick.
Mm-hmm.
So once again, I can use the brawler asset again, right?
Yeah, use it.
It
yeah,
says
absolutely.
nothing that it's only a one-use thing, so I'm rolling with brawler.
Yeah, keep using it.
So it is a 2, a 10, and a 1. So it would be a weak hit.
So we inflict the harm, but you lose initiative. So he is now at 10 out of 10. Well, he looks at you, and this is my time to strike. Left-handed or not, I roll a strike to see if I can cut his head clean off. He gave me a good angle when he looked to his left to see you kicking him, and so we roll to see if I can take his head off with a strike.
And the roll is a 2, an 8, and a 2. So that will be a weak hit.
Okay, so I'm going to... I don't have the momentum to do it, man. I want to end this fight here, but I can't burn my momentum. I don't have enough to cancel out that 8. I only have 5 momentum. So the harm's inflicted. You know, he's at a 10 out of 10. He is limping around. We are just waiting for a chance to end this fight, but we can't do it yet. There's still something in him that keeps him going. So I inflict the harm but lose the initiative. It's his time to strike again, and he's looking at both of us. He jumps between the two of us, claws going for both of us. So I say we roll to see what happens to... Do we dodge? Do we not? Let's see what happens with the clash. Roll for yourself first.
3, a 10, and a 6, so a weak hit.
Weak hit. So you inflict your harm, but you pay the price. He keeps initiative. So roll the dice for the pay the price.
A 2 and a 5. 25.
So 25. Something of value is lost or destroyed.
Let's see.
I wonder if his claw catches on your robe and it tears your robe, and it was like a family something of importance to you. I don't know.
Okay, yeah. I actually wear a necklace around my neck then, and it's the only thing that I have from my father. And while I hated him while he was alive, but the day I realized he was dead, I started wearing the necklace that he had gifted me as a kid. And I've always kept it with me as a memory that I will find what happened to my family. So this is where I think I'm enraged. I pull the fire sword, no longer caring that it hurts out of my... I unsheath the fire sword, not caring of the pain. And I drop down, just as you did, trying to cut off of his head. The sword's glowing red. It's red hot and ready to burn his flesh and remove his head.
Yeah, roll a strike. I like the narrative. I think we allow that.
So it's a 3, a 4, and a 6.
So, strong hit. Now, roll again to end the fight.
Alrighty, and just for the purposes of how the fire sword works, it's 2 damage. I take 1 harm, and then the fire of it increases it by 2. So I did 4 harm to him. So he's sitting at 14 harm. Or 14.
Yeah.
14.
Well, we can't go above 10.
I see. Okay, well, yeah, he's at 10.
But he is... You're about to cut his head off, and we're rolling to see if it hits.
The exact same roll, a 3, a 4, and a 6.
Okay, so it's a strong hit. The foe's no longer in the fight. I imagine you killed him, right? You cut his head clean off. I'll let you give narrative in a second. But he's killed out of action, plea, or surrender as appropriate to the situation and your intent. We ask the Oracle if unsure, so we kill him. What happens? What do you do to him?
I raise up his head as a trophy. I say, "You took my necklace from me, but now I take one of your teeth. I'm gonna wear this as a necklace. For now on, this is my reminder that something that attacks my family will never walk or breathe again."
I like it. And so I'm just over there relieved, as I was not in any place to fight after I hurt my hand, so I'm thankful that you put a stop to this beast. I run over to check on you. I see your necklace is broken. I can tell it bothers you, but you have a sense of fire in your eyes. You put that beast to rest, and you'll always remember what you can do for your family. I turn our gaze to Bronwyn. We see he's starting to come back to, so we're very thankful for that. Breathe a sigh of relief, and we assess the area around us. So waypoint cleared, threat cleared. We're at a 6 out of 10 on this journey. How are we feeling? Are we close? Do we roll to see if we're there yet, or is there one more milestone or 2?
I think we're close. I think we'll go ahead and roll to see if we arrived. Now, I do want to say that after using the fire sword, my health is now down to 2.
Okay. So we are, again, licking our wounds going into this village.
So, we see that there's a light at the end of the dark tree tunnel. Could that be the entrance to Deepwater? Rolling the challenge die. So it's a 1 and a 6, so it's a weak hit.
So it's a weak hit. On a weak hit, you arrive, but face an unforeseen hazard or complication. Envision what you find, or ask the Oracle if unsure. So we do make it, but something's going on. Do we know what's going on, or is the Oracle going to have to tell us?
I know if you want me to go with it. So
take
as
it
we
away.
walk out of the dark tree tunnel and into the light, we're kind of shading our eyes. We can't really see. Our eyes haven't adjusted. It was like night inside that forest. Well, we hear the voice of someone obviously powerful. What are you doing there? Why are you coming out of the forest? You look like you're here to cause harm. Have you been in a battle? Are you trying to bring a battle here? Obviously, we're covered in wounds. We have our weapons still at the ready. We just finished fighting a pack of wolves. And a group of guards with spears approach us, pointing them straight at us.
And we'll end with that. We'll stop there. Unless you want to continue. I think that's a wonderful cliffhanger. Yeah. So, spears are at our necks. We'll see you guys next week. No, we'll close better than that. We need to rest, obviously, in things, but we have no time for that with these guards. Who's to say if we're even going to fight them? We'll pick up the narrative next week with episode 5. Baldur, any last words before we wrap it up and close out this session of Ironsworn?
Yeah, I feel like we're still doing better with the rules. This time we got more in depth with combat. And then next time we're going to find out what is going on with Deepwater, and we can find out more about this fire demon and how they might have got inside of the blacksmith and what their goals might be.
Yeah, I agree. I'm excited for the next session. Like you said, I feel more comfortable. I think we're handling the rules better. I think our narration is getting better. Again, to our listeners, we thank you so much. If you listen to the end of this video, thank you. It means a lot. Drop a comment if you listen to the end. We would love to know it, love to see it. Continue giving us your feedback. It really does mean a lot. Until next time, keep your weapons at the ready, because you never know when a pack of wolves is going to be ready to ambush you. We'll see you guys next week.